Today's Namaste Yoga is about flowing to the depths of our support versus skimming the surface, and is part of our Nourishing Our Energy Reserves series. Hello and welcome to episode 255 of Namaste Yoga. Thank you all so much for joining us here today in Beacon Hill Park. We're on a cricket pitch here today, and that's the clubhouse in our background. It's November the 27th, and it's a lovely warm day here today. It's 12 degrees Celsius, and it's American Thanksgiving today, and I just want to take this time to wish all of our American friends a happy Thanksgiving. It will be past Thanksgiving by the time this airs, but I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate each and every one of you, not just our American viewers, but our American viewers do make up the majority of our viewers, so I appreciate each and every one of you who practice Namaste Yoga with us each and every week. Thank you to Squeezed Yoga Clothing for my clothes. I'm wearing my long black leggings today, and I'm also wearing a long bamboo top. It's moss green, and it has, I hope I can show you this, it has the Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu on my sleeve, right there. And also thank you to Dusky Leaf for our props. Today you're going to need a bolster and 2 blocks, and either a meditation cushion or a folded blanket or a chair for our seated practices today. And I also have a testimonial for you from Jennifer. There was a lot of feedback on our membership site about last week's class, and I think that it struck a nerve with many of you, this Nourishing Our Energy Reserves class, and I thought Jennifer really summed it up very well. So here's what Jennifer said that I thought brought it all together. After reading all the posts, and our members talk a lot about, there's a lot of ongoing discussion on the membership site about the value-added content that we give them, but also they talk a lot about the Namaste Yoga episodes there as well. So they talk a lot about their practice in general. She said, after reading all the posts, I had a desire to reply to all of you. I've never been part of a, quote, cyber community before, but I felt a connectedness that maybe was much needed. It seems that we all came together this week, in spirit, if not in person, all needing, all recovering, all breathing, and trying to find the balance of giving and receiving together, and the video coming right when we needed it. So grateful for the words and testimonies that help each other along. May you all be led in wisdom and peace during these winter months. Namaste, Jennifer. So I appreciate so much your discussion and your ongoing comments about your practice on the membership site, but also on YouTube and on my website. I love hearing about your practice. And what I think that Jennifer spoke about too that's really poignant about this practice is that we are going fall into winter, and it is a time even more so, just like, we tend to be a little disconnected from from nature, because we're not all farmers anymore, hunter-gatherers. But at this time of year, it was very much a time of year to gather and store. So you'd gather and store food and prepare for the winter. And this, in the same way, we want to do that with our energy. So I think Jennifer really captured the essence of what my intention, one of my intentions is with this series right now, especially if you're living in the Northern Hemisphere, is to gather and store our energy for the winter season. So thank you, Jennifer, for bringing that up. So we're going to continue with this theme, and I'm going to touch on it a little bit differently today. And I would like you to get started with Reclined Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. So the way you're going to do that is use your bolster and put it lengthwise on your mat. And then you're going to take your blocks and use them for support underneath your knees. Take the soles of your feet together and then open your arms up to the side. So the intention is to get into our depths here, especially into the depths of our belly, as we spoke about our lower dantian last week, this being your energy reserve and storehouse here. So that's the main intention here. And you're going to stay resting back there. And I'm going to lead you through a breath practice here to begin. So take a normal breath in and a normal breath out. And then we're going to do square breath. So with square breath, I just want to say, if there's any reason why you can't do breath retention, like holding of your breath, then just keep your breath continuous. So you're going to breathe in and then hold your breath. Breathe out. And pause. So breathe into your belly. Pause. And as you breathe out, hold that energy within you and pause. Breathe in, taking that breath into your depths, pause. Breathe out, imagine that lake deep within you, pause, getting wider and deeper. So breathe in. Take your breath down into your belly. Pause. Breathe out. Imagine the lake in your belly getting wider and deeper. And pause. Stay with that lake deep in your belly. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Keep that nourishment deep in your belly. Pause. Breathe into your depths. Pause. Breathe out. Hold that nourishment within your lake, wider and deeper. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Let that lake get wider and deeper, and pause. And then you're going to draw your knees together and lengthen through your right leg, and then you'll just roll off to your side. and come up. And from here, we're going to continue coming into our depths with malasana, squat pose. So you're going to come onto your toes and sit back with your arms in between you. And you can fill the space between your heels with your rolled up blanket or meditation cushion and sit back. And I want you to breathe right into your belly here. And we might actually even just stay with that 4-part breath here. You can also do this right at home if you've got a wall clear. You could do this right against the wall too. So that's really nice against the wall as well. Helps you access your depths as well. So let's do that with 4-part breath again. Breathe in. Or it's actually called square breath. I'm doing it in 4 counts of 4. That's why I'm calling it that. Pause. Breathe out. And pause. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. And pause. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. And then you can come off your, out of your pose and sit with your legs long. You might even want to continue to keep your hips elevated so that you, especially if your pelvis rolls back a little bit, if your hamstrings are tight and it's difficult for you to sit up, then definitely elevate your pelvis a little bit. This will make this next part a little bit easier. We're going to come into our depths by connecting with our legs and our feet through the foot series. So just begin by curling your toes down and then pulling your toes back up towards your face. So toes curl down and then they come up towards your face. Exhale down and then draw them back towards your face. And then you're going to point your whole foot away from you and draw your whole foot back towards you. So point your toes away and then your whole foot. So your whole foot goes away and your whole foot comes back. And then you're going to turn the outside edges of your feet away and then turn them in with the inside edges of your feet away. So you're going to go out and in. It's lovely and warm in the sun. I'm practically sunbathing here. Aside from the fact that there's no skin showing. Keep breathing. Great. And then you're going to circle your feet. And then circle them in the other direction. And then let's circle them so that they meet in the center. And then circle them the other way so they meet in the center. So this feels really good to wake up your joints in this way. And, on our membership site right now, a lot of people have been asking, well, one of the things we're going to be releasing, we've just filmed 7 brand new morning sequences for our members. But then I also went through our membership site and pulled out 54 classes that would be really good and appropriate for the morning, and put together a morning playlist. And one of the things that people were looking for were classes to warm up their joints, and there are several classes on the membership site that are great for that, like an arthritis series. And then there's also several ones that one of the graduates from our Mentor with Melissa program put together that are just little short sequences to warm up your joints in the morning. So that just made me think of that. Okay, from here, we're going to come forward, and I'm actually going to give you the option first before I show you my intentional pose, but this one would be just as good, especially if you have knee issues and you can't weight bear on them, in child's pose. So this would be the option for child's pose. It's going to be a wide-legged child's pose, so the option would be to come here and cross your arms and hold on to your knees in this way. Oh, my head's in the wet. It's been raining a lot here, so the ground's really wet. Okay, so your knees would be wide, and then you would hold onto your knees with your arms crossed. So that's your option. But what I had been intending for you to do would be a wide-legged child's pose. So put your knees as wide or wider than the mat if you're not outside in wet grass. And you're going to come forward and do child's pose here. And breathe right into your low back and belly. So come right into your depths. And then breathe in. And if you're on your back, you can come into a knees down twist. And if you're here, we're going to do a twist here in child's pose. You're going to take your left shoulder all the way over to your left knee. Okay, so I have a little bit of a mobility issue here because of my frozen shoulder right now. So you're going to twist here. I can show you better on the other side right now. So I'll show you on the other side. Like this, with your left arm straight out. And then slowly come up. And we'll repeat on the other side. So you'll come to the right side now. And I will do my left side as best as I can. Breathing right into your low back and your belly, coming into your depths. And then come on back to center, and you're going to come to sit on your meditation cushion or your chair, or kneel on your block for our mudra, and we can do it with a breath practice today too, to receive the teachings for today and to do our meditation for today. So we're going to do it with the Makar mudra again. And this is for restoring our energy reserves. So I want to I received a SpeakPipe message this week. You can leave me SpeakPipe messages at my website at melissawest.com. And it was from, I forget the name of the person, I'm sorry, but it was to ask me to slow down when I show you the mudras, because if it's not your first language, then it's challenging. And so I appreciate that. And I really appreciate everybody who sends me suggestions and constructive criticism on how to improve my teaching, because it's really great to hear that things are going well, but it also helps me when I receive feedback on how to improve my teaching as well, because it makes me a better teacher. So thank you for that. So the way that this works, this mudra for restoring your energy reserves, is you bring your left hand together, your thumb and your ring finger together on your left hand. On your left hand, you bring your thumb and your ring finger together. And then on your right hand, you open it up and you're bringing the web of between your thumb and your pointer, and you're going to hook it in. Hold on a second. You're going to hook it in to that place between the ring finger and your baby finger. So the web of your thumb goes in between your ring finger and your baby finger, and the palm of your right hand rests at the back of your left hand. Okay, so hopefully that was slow enough. And then this rests at your belly, and adjust your breathing to be slow and smooth and deep. So close your eyes, breathe into your belly. On your exhale, imagine that lake getting deeper and wider. Breathe into your low back. Remember your kidneys and adrenals at the base of your ribs. And imagine that lake that's growing deeper and wider, that blue lake nourishing your kidneys and your adrenals. So in today's class, we are focusing on coming into the depths of our own support. Last week, we introduced the idea of the importance of nourishing our energy. We live in a culture right now at this time that is constantly over-consuming and overly active. So, for example, in the United States, they celebrate Thanksgiving, and then the day after there's Black Friday. So then they go out, and it's this massive day of consumption. So, and Cyber Monday, yes. There's this huge dichotomy where you practice this act of gratitude and then just go out and buy more. So there's this ongoing consumption. And it's part of this cultural attitude we have of skimming across the surface of our lives. That's what I want to focus on today. So think back to the last 24 hours of your life and ask yourself, or even the last, you can probably go back before you started this yoga class, the last hour. Ask yourself how many times you scrolled or scanned through something. Tim's eyes just went ding, 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 ding. It's probably too many times to recollect. That's why I asked you to narrow it down from 24 hours to the last hour. It's probably too many times to recollect in the last 24 hours. I couldn't pull them all together in the last 24 hours for sure. Social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest are designed to keep us skimming. My yoga and meditation teacher here was, her mission in life is to get everybody meditating, I swear to God. And she was saying, just try 10 minutes a day. Think about how fast that goes on Facebook and it's true, it goes really, really fast on social media, but yet so many of us find it really, really difficult to dedicate 10 minutes of our day to meditation. It's quite shameful, really. Our hardware that we use these things on is set up to ensure that we scroll. So our computer mouses are equipped with scrollers. Our fingers slide across mouse pads. Arrow keys move us up and down the pages on our computers. Our iPods, our iPads, our iPhones, on these devices, our fingers just swish, and swipe across the screens as information whirls by. And Blackberries, they have tracker balls, and I'm sure different devices have all different ways of keeping you swishing and swirling and skimming across information. Scrolling and skimming the surface is built into our electronic age. But even if you consume traditional media, you are not immune. Media such as newspapers are designed to be skimmed as well. Information everywhere is offered in sound bites. Even YouTube and TV news, everything is offered in newspapers. I just said that. Radio too. Everything offered in sound bites. So this skimming across the surface makes us anxious, sensitive, stressed, restless, reactive, nervous, and wired. It causes us to lose our depth. It is another way that we overconsume our already depleted energy reserves. So time in nature is one way we can reconnect with our depths. Going deep into the forest allows us to reconnect with the dimension of the depth of life. Experiencing the depth of a lake or an ocean allows us to go beyond our superficial layer of being. Encountering the height of a mountain range puts us in touch with our strength and the enduring energy that we have within ourselves. In this class, we're going to come back to our lower belly, our legs, and our feet to connect with our depths. So reflect on the teachings that I've offered today and how they relate to you and your life, and set an intention of what it is that you would like to receive from this class today. What is it that you are trying to create, sustain, release, or rebirth in your life, and how could this yoga, your yoga practice today, best help you do that? And then once you've formed your intention, you can go ahead and release the mudra from your hands. And you can join me in standing. Okay. So from standing, we're going to connect with our depths through our legs and our feet and our lower bellies. You're going to take your feet wide. You're going to turn your toes out to 10 and 2 o'clock. And then you're going to sink straight down, keeping your knees drawn back. And you're going to circle your hands around in front and back. So you're going to exhale down and inhale up. So we're flowing into our depths here. And drawing that energy back to ourselves. And then you can go ahead and release this posture from your body. We're going to come back down. And you're going to take your legs wide. You may even want your bolster for this one. I think I'm going to use my bolster for this one. We're going to do frog pose. You're going to take your knees wide. Your toes are turned up towards you. Your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. And you're going to come forward. You may be able to rest your body on the ground. You want to lean back. So the idea is that you're getting into your groin here. So breathe right into your low belly and low back and groin. And then you're going to slowly come up to come out. And you're going to use your bolster for the next one too. So just come down and lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Press into your feet and pull that bolster right underneath you. Like that, right underneath your pelvis. And then what you're going to do is drop your left leg long over top of you. And draw your right knee down towards your right shoulder. So you're doing Ardha Ananda Balasana. So half happy baby pose. Breathe right into your lower belly. And then you can release your right leg down so that it's lying over your bolster and opening up the front of your right hip. And draw your left leg in. So you're doing Ardha Ananda Balasana. Half happy baby pose on the other side. So you're getting right into your depths here, flowing right into your depths. Breathing right into your lower belly. And I'll be curious to hear from all of our members who have been doing the Intelligent Core class on our membership site, how they're feeling this release in their psoas, because they've been getting a lot of good release in their psoas from that class on our membership site. So what this pose feels like now after doing that class. And then you can release that leg down. You're going to press into your bolster again and push it off to the side. We are going to use it one more time before the end of the class. If you're really getting good use out of your bolster today, could call it a bolster class. You are going to do full happy baby pose now. So holding on to both outside edges of your feet, drawing your knees into your shoulders. Happy baby pose. Ardha, not Ardha, just Ananda Balasana. Anand Balasana. And then release your legs down. And you can either roll to your side or tuck your chin and rock yourself up. And we're going to do one more pose before child's pose. And I'm going to give you a couple of options here because this won't be for everybody depending on your knees. So you're going to need your bolster again for this. I'm going to place it lengthwise on your mat. And this is Supta Virasana. Supta Virasana. So you're going to sit down between your heels. So this is the part that won't necessarily be for everybody depending on your knees. And if it's not, you can just have your legs out long. So every time when I do this pose, people are like, oh, that pose didn't work in my knees. And okay, so hear me now. If this doesn't work in your knees, then you are going to have your legs out long. No big deal. Okay. All right. So legs out long, or with your buttocks between your heels, you are going to rest back on your bolster, hold on to your knees. Not onto your knees, onto your heels. Your feet. And breathe right into your depths here, into your belly. Okay, so let's do square breath here. I'm going to breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. 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 Breathe out. Pause. And then go back to breathing normally. And to come out of this pose, you're going to tuck your chin. You're going to come straight up. And you're going to keep coming forward. And then you can come out. And then you're going to lie down on your back for Shavasana. I'm just going to make sure that was all I wanted to do. I'm pretty sure that was. Yes, it is. So lie back on your back for Shavasana. And I will sit up to read you a poem by John O'Donohue. Okay, so I have chosen this poem because I feel it relates well to the theme of our class of flowing to the depths of our support, versus skimming across the surface. And if you feel like it resonates for you, then great, allow it to seep into the cells of your being. And if it doesn't work for you, then just let it go the way the leaves fall off the trees. So this is by John O'Donohue. You have traveled too fast over false ground. Now your soul has come to take you back. Take refuge in your senses. Open up to all the small miracles you rushed through. Become inclined to watch the way of rain when it falls slow and free. Imitate the habit of twilight, taking time to open the well of color that fostered the brightness of day. Draw alongside the silence of stone until its calmness can claim you. So reflect back on the teachings offered in today's class and how they relate to you in your life. What's one small thing that resonated with you that you want to take away with you into your life? What's one small thing that you want to put into action? So gradually allow your breath to deepen. Slowly wiggle and stretch out. Bend your knees, roll to your right side, and slowly make your way up to seated. So we'll finish with our Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So it's raining here again. Better cover the camera, sweetie. Yeah, it's raining. Okay, thank you. So that we can take the benefits of our practice, draw them into ourselves, and then offer them out into the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you for joining us for episode 255 of Namaste Yoga. If you liked today's show, then give it a like. Share the show with your friends or your coworkers. Subscribe to our channel and leave your comments below. Today's question is, how are you going to access your depths this week? And if you liked this class and you want to go deeper, we have value-added content on our membership site to support you in taking your practice further. And as we mentioned last week, our prices are going up on December the 1st. So you want to get in before December the 1st, which is, I think, like this weekend. So the practices that I would recommend on our membership site that are related to today's class to taking your practice further about going into your depths are yoga for grounding. It's a great class on how to unplug and connect to the earth and root deeply into your depths. Yoga for anxiety. It's an antidote to stress, nervousness, and anxiety created for our culture of skimming across the surface. Waning to the dark moon is a long restorative yoga class to connect with your depths. And then feet first and our toes class. That toes class is a short foot class to really connect with your feet and your earth. We'd love to have you join our membership community where we house our value-added content. We have a community of like-minded people from all around the world where we can give you added support for your yoga practice. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May you experience the strength of our mountains. May you be as rooted as the trees in our forests, and may your joy be as deep as our oceans. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.